The police are refusing to release any video evidence around the death of a man after he was tasered at the weekend. 29-year-old Alo Ngata died in hospital yesterday after being tasered 4 times by police on Sunday afternoon. Police say he was violently assaulting a 76-year-old man outside a home in Freeman's Bay in Auckland, and they had no choice but to taser him 4 times. But there is lots of objective evidence that police are refusing to release. Video from the police Eagle helicopter, video from the taser cameras, and video from inside the police custody unit. So far, what we have is the police version of events, but none of that objective evidence being released. Zach Fleming went to the media conference with Superintendent Karen Malthus, Auckland City District Commander, this afternoon.
It took 4 police officers to restrain him. He was handcuffed, his feet were restrained, and a spit hood was applied also. The offender was then transported to the Auckland Police Custody Unit, where he continued to resist police, including on the removal of the prongs from the taser and the restraints. After that, the police officers continued to monitor the deceased, but however they realised that he was in medical distress. They commenced CPR immediately, called the ambulance, which also continued with CPR, and he was then taken to hospital. And sadly and tragically, 3 days later he died.
He was tased 4 times. Why wasn't he taken to hospital? Why did you take him into custody?
It wasn't apparent at that stage that he needed medical attention.
But is it normal to tase someone 4 times?
In this situation, it's quite appropriate, yes. The normal course on taking a prisoner to the cells would then, the next step would be a medical review at the cells. That would be normal and what would have normally have happened. However, his medical condition, his distress happened very rapidly and the ambulance was called.
How long after he was tasered did you first notice he needed medical attention?
I don't actually have that timing, so it's so from transport from Beresford Street to the police custody unit in Mount Eden. So
on the same day though?
Absolutely, on the same day.
A ballpark figure, a few hours?
Easily within a few hours. So this is a very progressive movement from the incident into police custody to the cells to being taking the restraints off to medical distress, yes.
Why don't you know how much time passed in between him being tasered and his medical health deteriorating? You've had since Sunday to learn that.
Oh, look, absolutely, and my apologies for not looking that up before I came down today. We do know what time that will be, I just don't know what time that is.
But that's a key part of information,
indeed,
right?
And I can only apologise to you. No, it won't be 4 hours past. It's, how long does it take to drive from Beresford Street to the custody unit to take someone out of the...
So his health was then possibly deteriorating on the way to Beresford Street, right?
Those are things that will form part of the investigation. Yeah, absolutely.
Given the quick nature that you have to make these decisions, though, what sort of training do you give your staff to be able to realise if there is a health issue? If indeed this man was seen clutching his chest moments before or around that time, are they not in a position to make a quick decision? Because clearly that's...
Yes, yeah, and of course they are. And so there was no obvious signs that he was in distress at the time at the scene at the incident. This is occurred in the custody unit. So yes, we are trained around that. So this is a man that was still resisting police interaction with him after he was restrained and put in the vehicle. When he was taken out of the vehicle, he's still resisting with police. So. As I say, part of the normal course would be for a medical assessment in the custody unit. We weren't even able to get to that point.
So at this point, would those 2 officers do the same thing tomorrow if they were in the same situation?
Having watched that footage, I hope so.
The police have been very proactive in putting out a very detailed press release, which is not common in a case like this. Usually it just says there's an investigation.
Yeah.
Given that, would you release the taser footage or the police Eagle footage, seeing as police want to be very proactive in front-footing this?
So this is an investigation on behalf of the coroner, so I'm not at this stage at liberty to release any footage whatsoever, so that's a matter for the coroner our investigation gets referred through to the coroner, who will make those decisions, but at this time, so no, I won't be releasing any of that footage.
Is there any other footage? There's the Eagle, the taser. Is there footage from inside the custody unit?
Yes, there is, yeah.
Okay, great. Can you commit to releasing all of that once those investigations are over?
No, I can't commit to doing that. That's a matter for the coroner.
That's visual information. You're giving us verbal information now. Why is there a distinction there?
I have to weigh up both the public interest, but also this is a matter that's a live investigation.
Superintendent Karen Malthus, Auckland City District Commander, speaking earlier this afternoon.